Okay, so I've started. So I'm saying you can have team building, even using the social platform of the kind of film I made mention of, which is, even though in the time I did that, I used a film called The Dirty Dozens. Okay, you may use any film, that you think can drive home the point of team building. When it is more of a relaxed atmosphere, they can relate to it and they can see, the point you want to drive home and how they can, leverage, on their own things around them to build the teams. So that's team building. But as I told you, you must structure it. There must be a regular time to it. So people also look forward to it. It may be within the company, it may be that you take them out. You know that team building can even be that within a company, that in those days you divide yourself into two teams, okay, and we do some games. It can be computer games. Okay, good. It can be even physical game. It can even be chess games with people on two teams. It can be, it can be various things like that. It builds teams. All right. So these are some of the things you must, think about. Part of even team building, we extended it into some of our families. When I told them, we did an avenue where we did a creative competition where I told all parents to bring their children even to the agency in those things. And when they brought them, we bought paints and all that. We said, it was a creative thing. So we said we will use just like, have you seen UNICEF Christmas cards? If you know UNICEF, okay, it's UNICEF, use maybe just children creative arts in as his own Christmas card. So I said we will do that year. So the children that came in, we broke them into their age groups, and we said, they should just draw something about, the theme was a Christmas card and all that. So children made Christmas cards. And do you know something? The best of the Christmas cards, we put their name and all that. We chose at the end of the day, we gave them a little gift, even though we fed all of them. So the children came to feel what their parents were doing. And do you know that we developed the Christmas cards into printed Christmas cards for our clients that year.
Wow.
So the basic thing is that the children, could be part of what their parents were doing. It shows that we value even the family base of our staff members. So you find that some people who even wanted to leave the agency, with the children and the parents and maybe the spouses being involved at Aloko, not a place where they treat our children very well like that would you leave? Do you understand that? No, so the team bonding had a goal. Yes. It was also to create engagement, because the staff members, thought deeply that, look, we value strongly even their families. All right. And so you must think about things you can do like that. There was, you do some end of year parties and all that. In those days, my end of year parties, I tell my staff to bring their families. Not just, it may not be all the end of the year, but some particular end of the year, bring your family members. Let they've sacrificed in terms of giving you to office, some of you work very late and all that. So bring them, so let them also enjoy, with you and all that. We do that in some of the end area. And with this kind of bonding you are even making with the team that are outside the team, which I call your family, you find that, look, there's commitment, there's they appreciate even what their husbands or wives are doing in the office, and they give them the support even from the home front. So these are all things about staff engagement. So let me therefore define what staff engagement is to you. Okay, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, staff engagement is defined as when your employees give what we call discretionary performances beyond what is expected of their job. I said discretionary performance discretionary contributions beyond their job expectation. That's when you say a staff is engaged. A staff may be coming to office. A staff may be doing based on the job description. A staff may be working to rule. It doesn't mean a staff is engaged. So, but when you see a staff, for instance, a staff who does not have marketing as part of his job role, but the staff is so proud of the organization that, you see, he is the one that is doing marketing. He is the one that is also looking out for even possible talents out there, even that is introducing that talent. Look, I saw someone, look, if this person joins Nimbus, it will add towards even the goal we have. And he's discussing with you, the HR. A staff that is so proud of, you remember, I don't know which secondary school you went to, but some people who went to like Queen's College, King's College, they are so proud, even after leaving King's and Queen's College, 20 years ago, they want to go back to do something in King's and Queen's College. They still post King's and Queen's College sticker on their cars. It shows they are engaged. They are so proud of the organization. So when you see staff even are so proud, they post pictures of what they did in the office at Nimbus. They on their social platforms. Okay, they talk proudly about Nimbus. They are doing something for you because beyond even what's their job role, because they are engaged. That's why it's called discretionary performance beyond what the job requires. If all that the staff or the employee does is limited to just the office, maybe we may say that the employment has not gone to the level where we say, even within the office, the staff may be engaged by going outside of this job role. So it's not only outside of the office, for instance, is watching out for how the people we call the front and the backward dependency are contributing to his job role, and is going the extra mile even to help them. Remember the relay race? At least you did that. You are aware of that in secondary school or in primary school. Remember relay race?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. The example of an engaged relay race will be, I talked about forward and backward dependency. A relay race runner who runs a little bit backwards to meet up with the person bringing the baton, to pick it up and run. So, if, for instance, he sees that the person is getting slow, he just paces backwards to receive the baton so that he can quickly receive and run ahead and run his own leg of the relay. That is an example of someone who is engaged. But someone who is not engaged, just stands there. Whenever you bring it, you bring it. That's when I would do it. Someone who's not engaged is not concerned about how you run your own leg. When someone is engaged, even does a review with you, what happened when we are doing your own leg. It seems you got to a point where you slowed down. What happened? This person is not the HR, but he still asks because it's concerned, with the fact that how you run your own leg will affect mine. So it's discretionary contribution to the business beyond what you can say is your, in quotes, job description. An engaged staff goes beyond the job description. That's just a summary. So the first thing is, how do you show that you are engaged? An engaged staff is not all about the money. It's because the person is proud of the organization, loves to be at work. So the first thing is, how are you, Imai, as the head of that function in HR presently? How are you showing engagement? The second question is, how can you make members of your organization to become engaged beyond just the fact that
a job description?
Yes, a job description. So that's why you will have to begin to think of creative ways of doing it. And that is where welfare and initiatives come in. The welfare and initiatives are geared towards stimulating engagement. Where welfare and initiatives are not well thought of, it may not lead to engagement. And where welfare and initiative programs are not linked to your strategic intention of the organization, which we all did during that time of the when we were doing the strategy plan. Remember?
Yes.
Okay, so you must begin to think of how can my initiative help to drive those things we agreed on. For instance, we talked here about, we said 0 complaints from employees. That's your key performance indicator. A staff will be ill-engaged if, for instance, the tools they need for their job, they are complaining at all times. So a staff will be ill-engaged also if there is no clarity. Yeah, I think that was it on Tuesday when I did the first session with you, I said role clarification so that there are no role conflicts. Each person understands what I should do and how it contributes down. So where there are no clarity on what to do, it may pose a number one, disengagement. Where the staff feels that the policy is one-sided, is subjective and not objective. 2 people disobey the rule because one is closer to you, the HR, or closer to the MD, you let that person off. Then you use the other person as a scapegoat. Staff engagement will be absent. So there are things to do in terms of structure and systems. That's what I'm saying. Apart from even your welfare programs, you must examine your structure and system to identify that there are no things hindering staff engagement. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. So staff engagement is when members of your employee renders discretionary contribution. That is based on their discretion, based on their own choice. They are not forced. And it is not because their job description demands it. So it is discretionary contribution to see that the organization's well-being and strategic goals are achieved because they are engaged to do that. So if one of the questions I will also ask to see how your programs in staff engagement are successful will be, look at all the staff members. Can you identify those who are going above the call of duty? And if you can identify them, why do you think they are going beyond the call of duty?
Yes, you can identify them. They do beyond what is expected of them most times. Okay,
so give me 2 examples and show me how they've been engaged.
Okay, I would say Kenneth.
Okay.
Kenneth is, before now, he was in the operations department. So he used to work with Ikena to ensure that screens are up and running and all of that. But added to that, he used to come up with other ideas in other aspects. He used to help with the HR. Sometimes he comes up with some ideas in the IT department. Sometimes he comes up with some ideas in the finance, in the HR department. And he doesn't just come up with ideas, he also shows the concern, the interest in helping to make sure that the ideas are executed. So yeah, he's one of the persons. Then there's another person, one of the interns, her name is Success.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just an intern that handles the social media aspect. But I've seen that when we have conversations, when we have some strategy sessions, she has ideas. She comes up with clear ways on how to go about this. She's like she goes to the extra mile to read up some things to help with some aspects that we need the help with. Then Richard also, he's yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
Three of them.
Good. Three of them, but let's just take the example of one you broke down very well. Kenneth, okay. What are the things you think motivate him to become disengaged?
His interest, first of all. Okay. He's more interested in the IT aspect of life. Sure. So whenever he reads up something, maybe he gets a new insight on something in the IT aspect, he tries to, he puts it up, brings it up in conversations we have.
Okay. Now you'll find that there is something in the structure and the system of organization that encourages him to do that. What do you think it is?
That encourages him to speak up.
Yes.
The engagement sessions we have.
Okay. So you create an opportunity for him to display that. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
There is open communication. If it's an organization where the HR or the leadership of the company is just top-down communication, just do what I said. You are paid to work, not to bring ideas. Engagement can be killed in that organization. That's why I said the structures and the architecture, of the organization can be enabling or disenabling to engagement. You understand that?
Yes.
So to help, since you've identified what help some particular people to be engaged, you can work more on that structure and system so that other people be engaged. All right. Let them know that your ideas are welcome and give feedback about what has been done about the idea. Sometimes when people bring up ideas, okay, and they don't see whether the ideas are made use of, or even the feedback of why the ideas was difficult to use, but that it was considered, you find that they may not bring up new ideas in future. If, for instance, some people say that their ideas are maybe not good enough, that's why the ideas are not used, or they are not even. Some people may feel that their contribution is not respected. Why, when it might not be that, there may be other reasons why you didn't use those ideas. So you must communicate to them. Thank you. That idea was considered, but for so reasons like this, we may not use it for now. But we have put you. So thinking back that they consider my idea is not just the right time now. We make them to want to come up with another idea in future. But if it's coming up with suggestions, if there's no feedback and none of it is used, and reasons why it's not used is given to them, they may stop giving contributions.
Yeah, true.
You understand that? So that's, you must understand. All right. So good one. Now for the time remaining, let's look at your HMO. How do you run your HMO presently?
We only give confirmed staff, then the directors.
Confirmed staff and directors. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But we actually want to change the current HMO provider. They are not giving us what we want.
Who is the current HMO provider?
Hygia.
Okay. All right. They're not giving us what we want. What exactly are you looking at?
Okay, let me start with what we currently we pay a picture. We pay instrumentally twice every year.
Yes.
And but we realize that when we want to use the HMOs for what we want, maybe for our regular annual checkups, they always tell us you're not entitled to this, the HMO doesn't cover this, the HMO doesn't cover that. So I'm like, but we paid. They only said the HMO covers it's more like it covers basic basic medical bills, which is not supposed to be so. Yes, if I told you I had, and my son was in the hospital for almost a week.
You said
some time ago. Yes, and I had to pay out of pocket for everything because they were sick. Yes, I had to pay for out of pocket, and because they were sick, it doesn't cover. Even my boss, Mr. Wale, has complained a lot of times. Mrs. Victoria has complained because her children don't even stay in the country, so they don't even, so there are a lot of complaints, and they don't seem to give clear solutions to.
Okay, so you find out that when you say you have maybe a welfare program that staff members are not benefiting maximally, it will not lead to engagement, from what we've said. So it is your purview. Once you have looked at a quarter and 2 quarters, it has run like that. You don't need to wait. What I expect you as an engaged HR admin person, you go ahead to reach out to maybe 2 or 3 or 4 HMOs to pitch. You understand that?
Yeah.
You make them to pitch. You tell the maybe 2 or 3 members of staff to be seated there. That is how also you make them involved in decision making, and let these HMOs give them about 30 minutes to come and pitch their own provisions. Someone from finance, someone from the operations, someone from maybe another department. Let them sit there, and so that the decision of the HMO you will use is not forced down on them. They have contributions also to this one is better than that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Then it is such reports you will now pass your MD. Look, we've done this and all that. This is better. You do a comparative study and all that. Reports, and these people you are involved. Look, he will respect you. That look, yes, you are taking charge of this. Because complaints coming up, thank God it affected you also. Or even if it didn't affect you and you have been receiving this feedback, you must do something. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want you to work on that in this quarter. Search for HMOs online, highly rated HMOs in Nigeria, and call minimum of 3 of them to come and pitch to you. All right? The pitching is for free. They will do it because all of them are looking for customers. I did that when I was, head of HR somewhere. Okay. All right. And then on your leave, how do you structure your leave?
It's 3 weeks for confirmed staff, but we don't take everything wholly. We break it down. Okay.
All right.
And then every woman, every female that puts to bed goes on 3 months maternity leave.
Okay, that's not bad. But I mean, when people in the beginning of the year, do you have what we call your leave roster?
No, we just had one now. Just worked on one now.
So that's part of what you will do in the first week of resumption. That is where you start from the top. My MD feels the time when he wants to go on leave. Then the next people down the line in head of departments and all that, and for each of the departments, okay, they feel, so that there won't be clash of leave days. And so people will know which have been filled out, so they cannot, for instance, two people who are working together as dependency, they will know when I can take, because I've sent the other person. So you must have that. All right. And
Yes,
and don't forget, if you don't give people time to rest, indeed they will still take that time and you will pay for it. They will take it because sick leave will happen. So don't let them burn out. Plan their time of leave also. Okay.
yes, sir.
So these are the things, this is about 10 and I have another meeting, but do you have any question on what you've done so far?
No, personally, no. Then okay, we'll talk about it in trainings.
Okay.
Talk about I don't want to bring it up now so it doesn't clash with what.
No, okay, no. I'm just focusing on staff engagement. Good. So don't forget, the goal of staff engagement is what? To make them take discretionary contribution to the business bottom line. And you achieve that when you ensure that the structures, the systems is so enabling that there is zero complaint from them. Because that is the key performance indicator. Okay? So the key performance indicator, there is zero complaint from them, and they are going out of their way. That's one of the things I will add, to your key performance indicator. Okay, zero complaint, and they are performing above job description. Okay, so do you understand that?
Yes.
Employees are performing above and beyond job description. That's when you will know that, yes, I have done what I should do in terms of. You understand that?
Yes. Sir.
So please, what are the things to do?
I'll look for other HMO providers.
Perfect. And when is the timeline?
This quarter.
This quarter. Good.
This quarter ends in September, so I'll. Except you are looking at the last quarter. This
quarter ends in September, so I want it to happen. We are still in the first week. I want you, by next week to send to the HMOs, so that latest by the last week of September, you will have completed the pitch. And I want the report written, even to the MD, and I want also to see what has been done.
Okay, sir. Then current to-do list is first week of resumption for the new year next year. We'll work on the leave
roster.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then any structured team bonding?
We just finished one, but just for something light, I would have to set up something before the end of the month, where we, I don't know how the modality would be, but I would think of something and let you know, sir.
Okay, perfect. So whenever you want to do any team bonding, don't forget, it must be linked to the organizational goal.
Yes, sir.
You are within the communications industry, and you must understand that even whatever communications we want to do, there's always an objective. A communications person does not just organize a party just for party's sake. There is a goal. How you organize a birthday party because you want to be known that you have arrived is different from how you organize a birthday party if you want to use it for fundraising. Do you know there's some people who organize birthday party for fundraising?
I know.
Yes. So how you also organize a birthday party because you want it to become memorable as something of first in town is different. So your objective would inform even how you go about it. So the objective of your team bonding activities must be clear in mind and linked to our bottom line, linked to the goal one of the strategic goals that the organization sets out in the beginning to achieve. Has it been helpful at all?
Very, very helpful, sir. It's been really helpful.
Okay. So
thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. So don't forget the to-do list and your report. Let me have it. Okay, latest. Any reports that you do going forward, latest in 78 hours, that is in 2 days, latest must be written out. That shows that you are on top of the game.
Okay, sir.
All right. The Lord bless you.
Thank you so much. I look forward to the next training.
Right. That will be on Tuesday by the grace of God.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, and take good care of your child also.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Greetings to your husband.
All right, sir.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.